Hello everyone, let's nail down the charts. First pair for today, it's going to be the Bitcoin against the US dollar. Now, continuing last week's charting, what we still see is the price on the higher end with the indicator, in this case, the MACD, showing negative divergences. Now, this can first push the price and put the market in a retracement phase, at least temporarily, or it's going to continue for a reversal. Okay, things are very tricky at this stage because we don't see the buyers stepping in. We still have about 15 hours before the day ends to see the final shape of this candle. So let's get prepared. If we see some weakness around this level, we might going to get some push to the downside. If we examine the 4-hour time frame, the price is in a downtrend. It broke structure at this point. From this point here to that point there, the market made an impulsive high, but this market structure taken out by this low around 102,000, and the price seems trades within this bearish candle highs and low. So this has bearish implications, and if the price moves further down, we do expect the market to reach this level. If it breaks beneath this level, we expect the $100,000, give it or take, to be the next level of support. Next one on the list is the Australian dollar against the US dollar. Last week, the Australian dollar, the AUD USD, remained as a doji candle. False breakout the multiple weeks highs around here, and based on this candlestick, we do expect further decline next week. On the flip side, 4-hour time frame, it shows that the market is ranging because a doji candle means that the open and closing price are very close to each other, so it looks like a ranging market. And from the swing analysis, we don't have a trend development here. If the low here breaks, we're going to see a downtrend, but if the high here breaks, we're going to see the development of an uptrend. Okay, if the price penetrates this S1 low, the next support area for the intraday trading, it's going to be down here. Next one on the list, it's the euro against the US dollar, and last week the euro was one of the strongest currencies. Actually, the price made an impressive higher high. It reached the 116, but it failed to close above this high here, and this raised a bit of concern. The weekly chart, though, it's in a steep uptrend. If we drop down on the daily chart, we see that the market made a strong impulsive upward move. Now a retracement occurred. The price retraced at this level here. It found support during the New York, afterwards the New York trading session, and now the market is likely to continue moving upwards. If it's going to end up another upward impulsive move driven by the buyers. It's a promising this one. Next one on the list, I have the US dollar against the Japanese yen. Starting from the weekly chart, the market is in a downtrend. Last week, the price remained as a kind of inside candle within the boundaries of this high and that low because we didn't see continuation. Actually, 2 weeks ago created the high and the low. Last week we didn't see the continuation, and the market now is kind of also ranging, as you can see on the 4-hour time frame. Now, as the market is ranging and the price is somewhere in the middle, it doesn't create high probability trades from this point, so we better wait for the market to reach the extreme levels and see how we can take some trades. So far, I'm on the sideline on this one. Euro against the Japanese yen, weekly time frame, the market kept making higher highs and higher lows. Strong bullish candle sitting around this old resistance. On the 4-hour time frame, the price maintained the series of higher highs and higher lows. At this point here, it broke structure as that swing high followed by a higher high. So now we saw a swing low here, lower low. So the market, it might going to be in a transition period. If it's going to find a strong resistance here, maybe it's going to form a double bottom somehow and it's going to decline. Or if the price penetrates this resistance with a couple of bullish, solid bullish candles, then we're going to look for long positions because continuation, uptrend continuation, it might be the case. Next one, Great British Pound, US dollar, weekly time frame. The price just moved a little bit here on the 4-hour time frame. It's just messy. So we better wait for some clarity. Now, the lower time frames you're going to go, the more swings you will see, like this one here on the hourly time frame. There is a strong support sitting here. There is a resistance, of course, strong resistance, the previous week's high up there. If the market penetrates this support, then we are good to go to target the next support here. Or if the price reach the resistance and break above the resistance, we can look for some long positions. But for now, we have to wait. Next one, USD Swissy. It's a bit interesting, this one. In a strong downtrend, the market, it kept making lower highs and lower lows. If I zoom out a little bit, I would like to show you something. This low here, and of course that low down there, they are the next strong support areas if the price breaks below the 18, let's say 0.8050. And that's, we go back to 2011, this low. So if the price breaks aggressively below this low, because based on the 12 years that I'm trading the markets, I've seen quite a lot of stuff. If we're going to see a solid break, mark this currency pair, the market aggressively might going to move at least to test the 2011 low. Okay, now, because of what happened, the unfortunate events happened in the world last Friday in the Middle East area, the Swiss is considered one of the safe haven assets. So we might going to see some aggressive sale of the US dollar and exchange into the Swiss franc. Therefore, this might going to lead some further downside. And that's mostly, it's going to be driven by the geopolitical events rather than the market structure itself. Okay. Next one, USD Canadian dollar, lower highs and lower lows on the weekly chart, and downtrend is still intact. Bearish Marabozu candle on the weekly time frame. For our chart, everything looks healthy for a downtrend continuation. The moving averages of the MACD line and the signal line, they are both pointing downwards. It means that the market is strong trending on the downside. So it's still bearish on this one. Gold. Is it going to make all-time highs? Maybe. Who knows on Monday how this is going to open, because gold is going to be a surprising one, I believe. The price didn't sold off. Remember how I explained you, it's been weeks and weeks I'm explaining this market structure here. The price didn't want to sold further. Now we are there is a high possibility to see the price reaching the $3,500 for the all-time high. On the 4-hour time frame, price makes higher highs and higher lows. If we go further down, hourly time frame, the market forms an ascending triangle here, which it's a bullish continuation pattern. If the price breaks above this one, we might going to see the market moves at least a distance between about 100 pips or something. And we believe that it's going to be very aggressive push to the upside, but first we need to confirm a valid breakout above the previous week's high. US oil was among the most volatiles, because we had also, I think it was the platinum or the copper with intense volatility, but in one day it just moved 6%. Strong bullish candle on the weekly chart, close above every week's candles we can see since the beginning of April. On the 4-hour time frame, of course, the market kept making a series of higher highs and higher lows. A long upper tail candle with a very small real body printed at this point. The market then retraced with a long lower tail candle, as you see this one here. So it looks like that the buyers, they aggressively want to push the price a bit higher. Now, usually these candles, if they're going to end up as strong reversals, they're going to do it somewhere in the middle of the candle. Okay, so the market, it might going to retrace up here. If it doesn't sold off from this point onward, guys, about $76, we just rounded, we might going to see the price to break above the previous week's high and continue the bullish move. Look at, I think it's the platinum. Yep, the platinum one. There is an all-time high right here. The price explosively made a push to the upside, creating more higher highs and higher lows. For our time frame, the uptrend is very steep. It means there is a strong intent from the buyers to buy this market. If you are trading the 4-hour, I will recommend this Fibonacci retracement somewhere in the somewhere a little bit above and below the previous week's low, just give it or take. I wouldn't count the swing from this point until there, that swing low and that swing high. I would rather take all this move, because this move went on without retracement. Okay, so Cooper, Still sideways, another inside candle on the weekly chart, so a messy 4-hour time frame. The price tested this support last Friday. The moving average, as they turn, it means that the price now it turns more bearish than bullish, but I want to see a further continuation before I committed to go further short on this one. Okay, that's all about the charts. I wish to everyone to have a happy trading week ahead. It's going to be very, very promising, and I will see you in the next one.